isinampang impeachment case sa Senado noong February 5 was declared unconstitutional. Ano itong epekto ngayon nitong desisyon ng Supreme Court?
Paano po natin ipapaliwanag doon sa ordinaryong mamamayan na nakikinig sa atin ngayon, nanonood sa atin ngayon, ano exactly yung naging desisyon sa final ruling ng Supreme Court? Attorney Gabino.
Thank you, Rob. Unang-una, banggitin ko na dito na dahil sa naging final na desisyon ng Korte Suprema, ay hindi na-impeach si VP Sara. She was not impeached. She was never impeached. Bakit po? Dahil yung isinampang impeachment case sa Senado noong February 5 was declared unconstitutional. It was void from the beginning dahil hindi nag-comply doon sa provision po ng Article 11, Section 2, Section 3, Section 4, Section 5 ng ating Constitution. So, ibig sabihin yan, walang impeachment na nangyari against VP Sara dahil nga void yung impeachment na sinampa ng Kamara sa Senado. So, masaya tayo, VP Sara was never impeached pursuant to the final ruling of the Supreme Court. So, ang tanong is, was it ever initiated? Yan yung tanong ngayon. Nagkaroon ng initiation, sabi ng Supreme Court, based on the July 25, 2025 decision. And with finality, inapheld nila in a motion for reconsideration, again by a unanimous vote of 13-0 with 2 justices of the Supreme Court. One did not participate, the other one was on leave. So 13-0 pa rin ang naging desisyon. Ano itong epekto ngayon nitong desisyon ng Supreme Court? Niliwanag nila yung rule on how impeachment can be called initiated. Meron ng mga naunang desisyon ng Supreme Court dyan, yung Francisco versus House of Representatives. Ito yung tungkol sa impeachment noon ni dating Chief Justice Hilario Davide of Cebu. And then this was reiterated in the case of Gutierrez versus House of Representatives. This was, I think, sometime 2011. And then this time around, clarify ng Supreme Court yan. Na tatlo yung process how impeachment can be considered initiated. Yung una, yung nandoon, napapaloob yan sa provision po ng Article 11, Section 3, subsection 2 and subsection 3. Ito yung pagsasampa ng verified complaint and properly endorsed by a member of the House of Representatives at ifa-file po yan sa Secretariat ng House of Representatives. Yan ang first step na gagawin. Pag ito ang complaint ay naisampa, then this complaint must be put in business, in the order of business within 10 session days. Within 10 session days yan. Hindi calendar days. Kung ano yung session days yan, nasa rules of the House of Representatives yan. Kasi kung session days nila is Monday to Wednesday ba or Monday to Thursday ba, depende kasi sa tempo ng kanilang ginagawa. Kung minsan maabot silang session sila hanggang Friday rin. No? Basta binibilang dito 10 session days. Kailangan maisama sa order of business. Then, pag naisama sa order of business, the matter must be referred to the Committee on Justice within 3 days. Ito yung tinatawag nating 10 days plus 3 days rule. Once na i-refer yan sa Committee on Justice, then the first mode of initiating impeachment is already done. Yan ang first mode of initiation. Yung second mode of initiation, that is provided for under subsection 5 of Section 3, Article 11. Ito yung tinatawag nating 1/3 of the total membership of the House will endorse the impeachment complaint, verified impeachment complaint. At dito, Clarify din ng Supreme Court that even if there are one-third total members of the House will endorse the impeachment, still the matter should be forwarded to the Committee on Justice in order to consolidate all the impeachment complaints, kung marami ang impeachment complaints, and to determine kung talagang lahat ng mga one-third members of Congress na pumirma at nag-endorse ng complaint ay nabigyan sila ng kopya, nabigyan sila ng mga attachment, nabigyan sila ng mga ebidensya. And this matter now will have to be consolidated by the Committee on Justice, papadala pa rin sa plenary, and then the plenary will forward that immediately to the Senate, which will now undertake trial in the Senate. That is the second move. Ano itong pangatlo? Sabi ng Supreme Court, ako rin nagulat dito first time na at least kahit pa paano na-clarify. Nagkakaroon pa rin ng pangatlong initiation of impeachment pag yung complaint na dinala sa House of Representatives ay kailangan maisampa sa Senado within the calendar days before the Congress will adjourn sine die. Kailangan maisampa sa Senado. Kahit na nagkaroon na ng total, let's say, one-third members of the House ang nag-endorse o kaya dinesisyonan sa plenary yung report ng Committee on Justice. But still, the matter ay hindi dinala sa Senado at nagkaroon ng adjournment. Sine die, ibig sabihin nun, magtatapos na yung termino ng kasalukuyang Kongreso, the matter will still be considered already initiated. Dito malinaw na yung sinabi ng Supreme Court dito na hindi pwedeng itrato lamang itong impeachment na isang political process. Ang sinabi ng Supreme Court, this matter should be treated as a constitutional remedy. It is a constitutional process in order to implement the most significant provision of the Constitution on the accountability of the highest officials of the land. But in doing so, kailangan magkaroon ng compliance of due process of law. Hindi pwedeng basta na lamang i-treat na ganito, parang politika lang ito, may nag-verify na complaint, may nagsampa, may mga inain na mga affidavit, ebidensya. It's not. The Supreme Court made it very clear kung paano ang paggawa ng impeachment complaint. And with this, alam na natin kung ano ang gagawin natin. Ngayon, nagkakaroon pa ng kalituhan. Dahil meron na nagsampa ng impeachment complaints laban kay VP Sara, di ba? Dalawa na, impeachment complaints yung isinampa. At wala pang February 5. Bakit na nila isinampa ito? Ito yung mga tanong na alam ko mamaya ay gusto niyong masagot. No? Pero with that, at least I have given you yung 10 days and 3 days rule at saka yung 1/3 pursuant to the provision of Section 3, subsection 5 of Article 11, na which is considered to be the more direct process of initiating impeachment. Yung unang mode kasi under the provision of Section 3, subsection 2 and 3, this is what we call the more deliberative process of initiating impeachment. Committee-driven or committee-directed process pursuant to the provision of the Constitution.
Alright, thank you, Attorney Lambino.